Hello guys, welcome to this video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to become a web developer in 2024. Though the article you see now is from Free Code Camp, it is really amazing article. This article was published in July 13, 2018. And after I read this article, I think it still applies today. There are some people who always ask me, Camilo, how do I become a developer? How do I become a developer? And I think my advice is always what is in this article, and I'm just going to go through to make sure that I make it very easy for you to understand as non-tech person and you want to become a tech person. So what you see here is how to become a developer and get your first job as quickly as possible. And I think that is what you are looking for. And I think this article really solves all the problems and it has all the answers you need. So let's go down and see what is in. This article was written by Sam Williams. Big up to you. Now, but why become a developer? Why become a developer? There are so many benefits to becoming a developer. So many benefits. There is what we call flexible working hours and flexible. It's very interesting. Now, there is a huge demand for developers, and today it still applies. All companies, if you look at the statistics in 2018, it is very interesting. At the time of writing this article, about 37,000 jobs advert for developer in the UK and this in the US. Those numbers are only going to increase as the US Bureau of Labor Statistics estimated a 17% rise between 2014 and 2024. I think it still applies. And the work can be very varied and interesting. As a developer, you can work on huge range of projects from e-commerce website to computer games, from mobile apps to artificial intelligence. Almost all of the skills are transferable between each of these areas, and this means you are locked into a single you aren't locked in a single job. You understand? Whatever you learn from mobile app development can be transferred to artificial intelligence applications, and whatever you learn from web development can also be transferred into mobile app development. So the programming language you learn for web development has some similarities the programming language you learn to write artificial intelligence applications. And number three, the work can be flexible as most of the work is reading and writing code. All you need is a computer. This means it can be done from anywhere at any time. There are an increasing number of remote developers who work from home or while traveling the world. As you can see, it is very clear. Now, people are now shifting from the office to remote work. You can be in Africa, Ghana, and you can work anywhere in the world. You can be any part of the world and work for a company. It doesn't matter. It is really flexible. Now, how to become a developer? Being a developer requires many skills, and there are two major factors in developing a skill: effective practice and support from senior developers. You need to be maximize both of these to help you become the best developer you can be. There are three good ways to make sure that you are on the fast track to starting your developer career. Now, let's look at how to become a developer. Coding boot camps. These are great because they are designed to take you from little or no coding experience to job ready in 3 months. Listen, it can take you from no coding experience to getting a job ready in just 3 months. This means a lot of effective practice and tons of help from the developers running the bootcamps. The issues that you might have with bootcamp are that they are usually 3 months of full-time study and they can cost for 3,000 to 4,000 to 15,000 to 20,000. That's a lot of money to spend, especially since you are not earning for those 3 months. You see, these are boot camps that cost like this, and there are so many alternatives. At this AI age, you can use ChatGPT can easily teach you. I will do a simple course on that to show you how you can use ChatGPT to learn how to code. This is really interesting. And you can also learn from YouTube. There are popular channels like Privacy Media and so on. A Free Code Camp YouTube channel is a great resource for you. You can get that one for free. It is very free. You can, if you are serious, most of the times people look for a certificate. They want to go to school to get a certificate to know that they can do the job. That is not what is here. If you want, the tech world is about what you can do. If you can really work, it doesn't matter. So now, get a mentor. This is the perfect situation. You start coding and have a developer act as your mentor and tutor. They could be a friend, family member, or just a developer that wants to help you out. You won't get as much help as with a boot camp, but having someone to turn to when you hit a roadblock is really useful. Also, having someone checking in on you and making sure that you are putting in the time can help keep you on track. This sounds great, but getting a mentor can be hard. Not everyone knows someone who works as a developer, and it is a lot extra work for the mentor. If you know a developer, they may say no to being your mentor, and you need to respect that. As you can see, this one on my own journey as becoming a developer, I've been through this. I have no idea how this thing was, and I didn't know anybody who was a developer. All that I have was YouTube and Google. That was my mentor. I really struggled. I really hit a lot roadblocks, and there's no one to even discuss what you are doing. Nobody knows what you are doing. So there may be times that you get to that bar. You just have to make sure that you don't give up. When you don't give up, you will be able to get to wherever you want to. That is what my first advice I always give to anybody who asks me how to become a developer, how do I learn how to code. The first My first answer is when you start, never give up, no matter how hard it is. So now, get a job as a developer. This way means seem like a cheat as you need to be able to code before you can get a job. But I will explain later how to get this point without a mentor or bootcamp. When you go, when you do get your first job, you will suddenly have huge advantage. You will be getting paid to practice coding while working with senior developers. What more could you want? Working as a developer will also expose you to the side of development that will not see while you study. The business side, This is massive of development as there is no profit making product that no one wants, and dealing with a customers is a skill that makes time to learn. Now, let's go to starting plan. As not everyone can afford to go to boot camps or know someone who will mentor them, I will give you a plan for how to get your first developer job. This is almost exactly how I went from engineering to developer in just 4 months. Me, I've been in school, but my first 3 months I got a job. Why and how do I do that? I'll do a video about that and how I got my first job. Finding your first job. To create a great plan, you need to have a target that you are going to hit. Our target is to get a developer job as quickly as possible. The sooner you get your first job, the sooner you get the boost of practicing coding every day, having to support of senior developers, and a bonus getting paid. There are a lot of ways to get into development, from data science to AI to game development, but the sector that is the easiest to get into is web development. If you have got your heart set on something else, remember that starting in web development doesn't mean you will lock into it. You will learn a huge amount that will be able to use to transfer across into your preferred field. When I search when I search for junior web developers, the first job list I saw was a junior front-end web developer. The requirements are what to do, what you need to do. Now, we can look through a few similar jobs adverts and find a requirement that appear often. These will be front-end knowledge, CS, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, ability to create responsive website, a portfolio demonstrating your years, your experience and skills, understanding of version control. Other bonus skills might be JavaScript libraries, jQuery, Ajax, Bootstrap, debugging knowledge. Now let's create the plan. Now that we know what we need to learn to meet the requirement, we can create a plan from how to learn what we need to meet them. You should try to follow this plan step by step as it goes to be easier to learn the later section if you know the earlier ones. Now, you need to learn HTML and CSS. These are building blocks of most websites today. You need to develop strong understanding of these if you want a chance at getting a job quickly. There are hundreds of free and paid resources out there which can help you learn and master these skills. And number one is Free Code Camp. Free Code Camp is a website that teaches you everything to do with website development, and it is incredible. It takes you step by step through many lessons, and it is where I learned my HTML. JavaScript. Me, I didn't learn from here. I learned from YouTube. And if you want, the Free Code Camp website is a great place to start, and it is really going to help you. Now we will be starting with responsive web design certification and the basic HTML and basic section of this introduction. Your HTML, and by the end you will be creating forms and styling HTML with cascading variables, CSS. Now let's go to the course and see what we have. We'll come back to this page again to make sure that we finish all this. And this is the free code camp category. As you can see, free code camp improvement, your first software developer. 4,000 people have gotten developer jobs after completing this, including big companies like Google and Microsoft. So it is really impressive. These are the courses. So you have to take this one. Once you pick this one, you have to go through all this and it will really help you. Learn the basic of CSS. You learn all these forms and all that. It will really help. You can come here and learn, and after that, you can go back to what do you call YouTube to come. If you like video learning, you can go to YouTube to their channel and learn. Now, once you do that, learn HTML and CSS to build style web page, we are going to get some effective practice by completing the responsive web design project. This project will use everything that you have learned so far to build 5 websites. That is in the course. Now, version control, that is it. Version control is a system where you save files so you can look back over time and see what you changed at what point. It will probably be used at every software company you ever work at. And knowing the basic is really important. This thing you have to know, it is Git. You can go to GitHub now. To learn how to install Git, create a GitHub account and work with Git. There is a great tutorial, introduction to Git. You could learn this before the HTML CSS design project and start using version control for these projects. So let's see what we have here. Now, this is Hotspot's website. So it teaches you how to use Git and GitHub. It is very simple, but you have to be patient and go through this one to be able to use it. So after we learn that, we have to learn JavaScript. JavaScript is a language that powers 94.8 of the website on the internet. That is massive, close to 100%. That's a lot of site. JavaScript allows you to change a static website into a fully interactive website. Website that is static means it's like a book. You can't do anything that is static. Like a book, when you open is a page, you can't do anything. So to learn JavaScript, we can do the JavaScript algorithm and data structure certification on free code camp because JavaScript is a such big part of modern website. We are going to complete the whole of this certification. This may seem like a lot of work, but when you work as web developer, you will probably spend most of your time writing JavaScript. So it is important to be good at it. So you have to also take the JavaScript course, which is also very important. So let's see what we have here. And JavaScript certification course. This is it. This is the course you have to take. It's free, so you can enroll and you'll be able to learn a lot from here. It will really help you in your career. It is very easy and you have to make sure that you don't give up. That's it. So let's go back and see building your portfolio. Now that you've learned all these skills, you have to build something called portfolio. Portfolio is something that you can show to employers that you also learn, you know how to do the job. Now, how to show off what you can do, you need to have a portfolio to show the possible employers. Luckily, you will already have 10 projects, 5 HTML and CSS JavaScript. Make sure that you have got these all versions control and upload to Git so that other people, future employees, can have a look and see how well you work. You can now go back to the portfolio site that you built and update with all your new projects. You can then use your new JavaScript skills, add interaction to page and pop-ups description when user hovers over one of your projects, and slide of images, even mini games. Now let's look at job search and all that. How to find a job? If you have done everything in the plan so far, then you should meet the requirement of a lot of junior web developers jobs. Now it is time to apply to some jobs. To apply to most jobs, you need a CV, resume. So we can make a web developer CV. This should highlight your strength without bringing added attention to how long you have been holding or the fact that you haven't got any commercial experience. Here is the CV that I use to get my second job. So let's look at the CV Sam Williams used to get his second job. You can see basic information. I'm a self-taught JavaScript developer. See, self-taught is not about working, going to school. It's a self-taught developer. So let's look at education. University shows this to this, master of this to this and that. So professional experience, JavaScript developer,